Last week, Pat Coyne predicted, well, let's listen to his prediction from last week when the Bills hosted the New York Jets. Here it is. Nice one.
Thank you.
You know, a lot of people liked the Bills in that game. You weren't alone.
Can I clarify? Or did you want it to say first?
No. You saying you want to backpedal?
No, I don't want to backpedal. I want to make an observation.
Okay.
Clarify an observation.
Okay. All right.
I watched that game. I am a novice at watching these games. However, I picked up on something that a lot of people did not. Since the Jets slapped around the Bills last week, I made an observation watching that game that they were very good defense players. They're very good. The Jets
One of the best in the NFL.
It was an obvious, from outsider, me watching the game, it was an obvious thing when I watched it. However, throughout the last week, I've heard several people say to me, well, the Bills played like high school players. And I stopped them. I literally stopped family and friends and said, could you step back 1 second? Because I'm going to clarify my observation is such that the Jets were actually very good. The Bills have been playing good all year. How could they all of a sudden miraculously play like 14-year-olds, right?
You're right on target there, Pat.
Thank you.
The Jets last year beat the Bills twice by stopping the run. And they realized, they said, it's still basically the same Bills team.
Yeah.
Sure, they won a few more games this year. They have a high-powered offense. But if we stuff the run, we're going to win. And so they just said, we're just going to stuff the run, and it worked.
It worked. These guys were right on it. The Jets were right on them. I mean, they weren't giving up.
Here's my fear, is that the video, these teams exchange film from the games. Other teams are going to begin how to game plan against the Bills running game.
Ooh, interesting thought.
So with that, Bills and Dallas Cowboys
in Texas this tomorrow's game. Okay,
and the Bills are a 5-point underdog.
Okay,
on the road in Dallas against the Cowboys.
All right, here we go. You want to know my pick, and I'm going to give you the reasons. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Wait, stop for a second.
Whoa.
He actually has a prepared script over here.
First time in 2 weeks.
I know. Yeah. Okay, you're taking the boys.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cowboys. Reason number one. I think the Bills are psychologically damaged from last week's loss to the Jets. Yeah. Number two, the cheerleaders for Dallas are delicious.
They have been.
I got to put that in there, really.
Yeah.
And number three, I'm going with the home team advantage, of course, with the Cowboys this week. And that's my wrap-up of reasons.
So will they win by more than 5? Because the point spread is it's been killing you.
I know. I'm a winner otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm a winner otherwise. But I got to do the point spread, so I'm going to say that I'm going with the Cowboys to win.
They'll win by more than 6.
Yeah. I got to do it. Got to do it. I'm going with it the whole season.
The game is going to be seen by most of the country again this week. Last week's game was seen by 80% of the nation.
Oh, okay.
And partly because they were playing New York and it had to be televised back to the New York market. But again, this week, CBS is pumping the Bills game into much of the country. So people are starting to get to know the Bills, and it would be nice if they could win one in front of an almost total national audience.
Well, then they're going to like Pat's picks.
It's so interesting, the Bills season this year, because there have been several articles written about the economic impact of the Bills doing well. All these businesses in Buffalo and stuff that are starting to the economy in Buffalo is turning around because their sports team.
Yeah, the stadium's looking kind of full on these home games, right? So
there is an issue with that, though. The Bills this week announced that they are going to offer discounts for the final 3 home games of the year against Tennessee, Miami, and Denver. Traditionally, at a time when it's hard to sell tickets, around Christmas time, December, they have over 50,000 seats to sell for those 3 games in total.
Okay.
And they're offering a package deal. If you buy a ticket for all 3 of those games, you'll get, I think, close to a 15% discount. They want to maximize the home field advantage for those games. And, people get a little skittish. I don't want to buy a ticket yet. I don't know if it's going to be snowing like crazy on those days. But Russ Brandon and the folks of the Bills being proactive and trying to get those games sold out as soon as possible. So if you're interested in seeing the Bills against Tennessee or the Bills against Miami or the Bills against the Broncos in December, get in touch with the Bills and they will offer you tickets. I think it's at a 12% discount if you buy a ticket for all three games, which
I'll get right on that Monday morning.
You've never been to a Bills?
Actually, I have a couple of Bills games, home games.
Do you remember who they played?
Oh, I think the Vikings, maybe the last game I saw that I remember, and it was probably maybe 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago.
How far into the game did you get before you were totally wasted?
Oh, first quarter, of course. Yeah, that's. I don't know what the heck's good.
All right, Bills and Cowboys on Sunday. Of course, big day of college football coming up, and we'll be getting back to ESPN Radio at the top of the hour.